This session deals with signing forms electronically using OpenClinica. The goals for this session are the following. An investigator will be able to sign a completed event and a completed case report book. The overview will contain the following. Electronic signatures are performed only by investigators. Some events, like SAEs, also need to be signed, but this is study specific and you should refer to your protocol. The case report book may need to be signed once for every subject at the end of the study. When signing an event or case report book, be sure to verify all data is final and entered correctly. Any data entered after the signature is made will invalidate the signature. Now we're going to discuss signing an event. The first thing you have to do is find the subject that you want to sign the event for. And you see on this screen it's already been found, the subject we want to have a signature for. And we're going to sign the SAE event. And if you notice on this screen, this is a repeating event. And we're only going to sign the first event. But in order to do this, we have to go from this screen to eventually the View and Enter Data screen. To get there, we first have to click where that arrow is pointing, which says click for more options. Now we get to the next screen and we want to click where the little hand is pointing, which says View and Enter Data. And we're only doing this for the first SAE event. Now we get to the screen that we really wanted to get to. And if you notice, the first arrow is pointing to the green icon, which verifies that yes, this event is complete. Next, we click on the Edit Study Event. Here is where we give the event a new status. You click on the Status drop-down menu and then click on Signed. After that, you click on the Submit Changes bar, and in this screen, in this slide, it's located behind the drop-down menu. The next screen that comes up is the signature screen. Here you're prompted for your username and password. This is equivalent to your electronic signature. So you enter your username and password and click Submit. With that, you are actually electronically signing that this event is complete and you reviewed the data. If we go to the View Subject screen, you'll see the status. See where the red arrow is pointing? Is now signed. If you remember, this event had repeating events, SAE1 and SAE2. SAE1 is signed. SAE2 is still complete and needs to be signed. Now if we go to the Subject Matrix screen, we look at that original screen we saw. The first event has a status of signed and the second status event has a status of completed. Now we're going to talk about signing the case report book. To sign a case report book, you have to make sure that all the data for all the events has been entered and all the events are completed. Notice for this subject that we're using as an example, all the events have that nice green check mark on them. And remember, we signed the SAE, so all the SAE forms have been signed and they have a stamp on them. But notice to the right, under the label Actions, there's a green stamp. This green stamp appears when all the events are completed, and now the case report book is ready to be signed. So now let's click on that stamped icon. We go directly to the signature page. Here you enter once again your username and password, and you are verifying that the data for all events is complete, and for the events that you're responsible for checking the data on, you've checked that data. So now you're going to Enter the username and password and click Submit. We go back to the subject matrix, and now if you notice, all the events have that green stamp on them, indicating that the entire case report book has been signed. But under Actions, that green stamp is no longer there. So now you have signed the case report book. In summary, let's review this a little bit. Only the investigator at the site signs the events and the case report book. And the most important thing is to make sure all event data is final and entered properly, because modifying data after signing invalidates the signature, and you'll have to go through and repeat the signature process again.